Guys, we are live here. We are following the report, and this is the latest information that we're learning from the incident that happened just moments ago here in Grenada, where javelin world champion was thrown overboard, beaten, kicked, cuffed, and thrown overboard the Harbor Master cruise ship there in Grenada. We're following all the reports. We got all the latest. We got some events, summary of some events that happened prior to what was seen on video and what next. Currently, there are a slew of Grenadians that are just in freaking, it's just in amazement, right? That something like that could happen to a national hero. People are very, very, very upset at this point in time. We wanted to come on live because we know that there are a lot of action behind this story right here and what could have caused this incident and where we are right now. We saw that the RGPF put out a notice. We're gonna read that shortly as well. But guys, this is a developing story. This is a very fluid situation right now, but a developing story. What happened and what caused the World Javelin Championship, Grenada national hero Anderson Peters, who just arrived, guys, just arrived in Grenada and was greeted by the Prime Minister and ministers of government. Welcome here back home, and to be treated like this. I mean, no one should be treated like this, much less, right? It's just a very, very sad occasion right now. And as I said, people are very, very, very upset. And we have a few friends on the ground who's going to give us some updates on it. This is reports, video that came in earlier from the Bob report. And I am really trying to put my thoughts together so that we could really try to keep an even head on this, guys. But I want you guys to call me if you were there, if you were on the scene, or if you're currently on the scene, or if you were there at the incident. I want you guys to call us up and let's try to get your perspective on it. Again, guys, we're following this report of crazy incident. No sound. You're not hearing me? Hold on. Incident. Yeah, you're supposed to be hearing me. You're not hearing me? Yeah, you should be hearing me just fine. I want to show you guys a video. Before I show you guys this video, it's not funny, but it's just unbelievable. Just unbelievable, guys. Hold on. We're getting information as it comes in. Oh, Lord. All right. So, as far as we're hearing, as far as what transpired in the incident, guys, it was reported to us by multiple sources that Anderson was on a previous cruise that just came off, and he was requesting to stay on for the second cruise that was going to start right immediately after the cruise had just finished, and he was given the okay. He was given the go ahead that he could stay. I mean, he's a national hero, just got back. Grenadians are happy to see him. I guess he felt that he wanted to meet and be around his people, so he requested to stay. He was given the okay to stay aboard that cruise by a local DJ and promoters of the event. So he was there, and apparently the crew aboard that vessel requested that he leave, right? And I don't know even if they are requesting for someone to leave, how could you treat any person, not even a dog, should be treated in that manner, right? So after he was requested to leave the ship, some altercation broke out. And that is what has been reported to us here. The altercation involved, from the video that we saw, the altercation seemed that it involved about 5 or 6 crew members. It's hard to identify these people, or if they're crew members or who they are, but it seemed as they were crew members, workers aboard that ship. Took it upon themselves to get him off the ship. Yes, that's unconfirmed reports as how the incident started. All right. In the process of doing that, the video circulated, and you saw from that point. We're piecing it together. We're piecing it together, right? So what you're seeing on screen right now is video from Kellan Bob report earlier, as he is right at the Central Police Station, minutes away from where the harbor master is docked. Right? So guys, let me open up the phone lines right now, because I know that there are people on the scene. There are eyewitness to the incident, and I want to get eyewitness report as to what transpired. You can call us up right now at 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720, as we try to put together this crazy chain of events that happened. We just saw, and Grenadians all over was very, very happy, excited that Anderson Peters came home with the goal. And to be welcomed like this, to be treated like this, guys, I could feel the emotion and the tense in the Grenadian people right now. Anger and frustration. Let me show you what, if you didn't see the video, we're gonna play back a piece of the video. Again, the video is very, very upsetting, ladies and gentlemen. The video is very, very upsetting. Let me play back a piece of the video that we received earlier. Again, we open up the phone lines if you want to call in and give us your eyewitness report. If you saw anything, I want you to call us up and give us your eyewitness report. The number that you'll call is 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. This is the video, guys. Very disturbing to watch, I must say. Very disturbing to watch. And laying on the ground there is Anderson, and a slew of and you can't put it any other way, guys. That's attempted murder. Because after you beat somebody up, you pound their head on the ground, you slam them all over, and then to toss them overboard, your intention is to kill this individual. And we heard some reports earlier, guys, that these men aboard this cruise ship were involved in a few other incidents where they assaulted various people. I heard women complain of being assaulted. So it's a series of assault by these crew members aboard this harbor master ship. All right. Yes, I agree. We don't need to see the video over and over again, as disturbing as it is, guys. So we want to piece this thing together. I was told that there is a large contingent of Grenadians that are already on the area at the site of the harbor master, and we will also make our way down there. But we had earlier Kellan Bob from the Bob report. He did a report where he spoke to a few individuals who were on the site and gave their report as to what happened. If you could pull up the video, that's Kellan Bob report earlier.
The video and saw the extent of the damage that was done to our national hero. So, as a concerned Grenadian, I just came around to see, well, what's happening, what's our response, and so forth. But just based on, initial news and reactions, I think it's an extremely sad incident. It's not an isolated incident in the sense that we should just take it like whatever. This is a national hero. And what concerns me as a Grenadian is the fact that we have had similar incidents like this reported recently with people on boats that have to traverse the waters. Grenadians who are abused by Trinidadian Coast Guard and so forth. So this is something that's very troubling, and I think the government of Grenada should get involved. Grenadian citizens should get involved. As a matter of fact, the Trinidadian Prime Minister should get involved and issue an apology, even though it's an incident with a crewman. But what does that do in terms of what we're talking about for, CARICOM, regional integration? You may look at this again as an isolated incident, but this is not a simple matter. This is a world champion. This is a Caribbean icon, and he was basically treated like a dog. Heaved off the boat like a dog. So I think this is a very serious incident. I am just speaking my heart, just rumbling a little bit out of emotion because I'm saddened by it. But at the end of the day, the bigger heads, the CARICOM heads, or whoever it is, our Prime Minister, the Trinidadian Prime Minister, all the authorities have to get involved in this and see how we can smooth it out so that something like this should never ever happen again. So that's just my take on it for now. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Mr. Grimes. That's Mr. Brian Grimes who...
Yeah, and that was Mr. Grimes again. That's video that came in from Kellan Bob report. That was a little bit earlier today. He filed this report from his page. So thanks to Kellan Bob and the Bob report for being first on the scene to capture some of the video and content and got some interviews to update us. Just as of a few moments ago, the Royal Grenada Police Force sent a press release saying that the police are confirming an incident involving World Javelin champion Anderson Peters that occurred aboard a vessel Harbour Master. They're saying that Peter is presently receiving medical attention for minor injuries. They say several crew members of the said vessel are in police custody, assisting with the investigation. Further update to be provided shortly. So the RGPF is confirming again, one, that the incident did occur and that Peters is presently receiving medical attention for minor injuries. They also made it note that several of the men that was involved in the altercation are currently in police custody and assisting with the investigation. As we speak, as I said, guys, as we speak, people are congregating at that point just to seek answers and to try to understand how could this happen and why did this happen. Even if, as we were told, that this incident Shirley, I ended the video quite a while now, right? So we're not showing that video right now. The video was shown earlier, and I ended it, right? All right. Even if, as I was saying, the crew members aboard that ship felt that a particular individual were asked to get off the ship, even if they didn't know who he was, and that person was asked to get off the ship, that is not how you deal with people. That is not how you deal with not even a dog, right? And based on the report that we got from how the whole incident, how the whole altercation started, based on he requesting to stay aboard this vessel for the second cruise and was given permission to do so, right? Given permission to do so. And for somehow, as reported, that the crew members or the crew members aboard that ship requested that he get off the ship and treated him in that manner. It is totally unacceptable. Worse yet, Anderson, as I said earlier, Anderson being a national hero, just came into the country. MBE just came into the country 2 or 3 days ago to be with the people of Grenada after such a successful victory. World Championship Javelin. People was happy. to see him. He arrived. The prime minister, ministers of government went to greet him at the airport, and to be treated like this. Again, 717015720. We're pulling video feed from Killen Bob, the Bob report that was a little bit earlier. And what's also disturbing about this whole story is that people saying that this is like a normal thing. This is like a normal thing because it seems like there have been reports before this one that allege similar behavior by the crew members aboard that ship. I don't know if that is how they treat the people. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm in awe and surprise, just as anyone, any person at all. After we've seen this video, and as difficult as it is to watch, we just had to see exactly how they treat. And forget that he's a national hero. Let's put that behind us right now. Let's forget that he's a national hero. Even if it was a vagrant on the street, even if it was someone that nobody knew, or it was somebody that it was just somebody that was there, you don't treat people like that. You do not treat people like that. And that ship being a ship that came in from Trinidad, right? I don't know what kind of training these people would have gotten. I don't know what kind of training of dealing customer service that they would get before they get hired to be aboard the ship. But this type of behavior is totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. And if it was up to me, this particular cruise ship would never see another day on Grenadian port. Let's see if we could pull in this call. We got a caller on the line. Caller, you live? Where are you calling us from? Hello?
I'm sorry, I did not hear you.
All right, we'll ask that call again, 718-701-5720. We are following the reports again of the incident that transpired just moments ago with the World Javelin champion Anderson Peters. The incident occurred. The police, the RGPF, has put out a press release confirming the incident did occur. Let's take this call.
Press 1. For more options, press star.
All right, caller, you live? Where are you calling us from?
Junior, good night.
Hey, good night.
Junior, I will not waste any time. This is Jason Skeet speaking here.
Jason Skeet, how are you doing, sir?
I'm very good. Well, given what I just saw,
Yes.
let me tell you what my position on this is. And I ain't going to waste no time, and I ain't going to beat around the bush, because everybody knows I'm not the type of person to beat around the bush. People call me all sorts of things, right? And I am not going to beat around. Let me tell you something. From where I sit, my position is this: uncompromising. One. I don't care even if it wasn't Anderson Peters.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
But 5 people beating up on one man, that one man is no longer a threat. That one man, Junior, is no longer a threat.
Yes.
A one-on-one, a two-on-one, all right. But when you get to 3 and 4 people, what are we talking here? What are we talking here? There's 1. 2. And from the video I saw, it wasn't them trying to subdue the gentleman. It was blows being passed.
Yeah.
That's 1. 2. This is a boatload of grenade. They're joking in grenade again. This is a boatload of people with predominantly Grenadians. Let me ask you something, a rhetorical question here, and for the listeners and the viewers of your program. You think 5 Grenadians in Trinidad and Tobago could be seen abusing one man from Trinidad on a boat in Trinidad?
Yeah. But I heard what happened. There was a transition between the first cruise and the cruise following that cruise. And so the people that was on the docks was just waiting to get on, right? And that force cruise was being.
I don't care if they were standing on the dock. I don't care if they were standing in the sky. I don't care if there was on a parachute coming down.
Yeah.
The mere fact is, today. So when one grenade, five Grenadians beating up one Jamaican in Jamaica. Do you think this is a conversation we was having now?
True.
5 Grenadians in Trinidad beating up on one Trinidad. You think this is a conversation we would have been having now?
Yeah.
Boy, Grenadians own their mouth on Facebook and tell them come for me. I saying that Grenadians, watch me. Anybody who tell me they was on that boat and tell me, oh, I see you up, I telling them they're weak.
Mm-hmm.
You're weak. You ain't step in. You're quick to pull your phone and you ain't step in.
Yes.
And less than a week ago, you're jumping up 473 when the national anthem playing, water coming out your eye, you're so touched.
Yeah.
Well, give me a chance so that choke business you here.
No,
Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something, Junior. This, whether, and remember, I am saying that because it's Anderson Peters, I ain't reached that stage yet, you know, my brother.
Right.
I'm just saying, the mere fact that this is one human being being brutalized by 5. It's not making sense, brother.
Yeah.
You have to step in. So all them big hardened back men, they big muscular t-shirts that go in the gym and work out just to look good for carnival. Where did they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where did they?
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the most disturbing thing I've seen in a long time. And the worst thing about it is them guys and them, they're so brutal, so inhumane, that after they cuff him up and they beat him up and they...
This wasn't them trying to subdue the man. This was these guys just being brutal as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I call my name, because they could come for me if they want, you know. Are you ready, you know?
Yeah. But ultimately they tried to kill him. Ultimately they tried to kill him. Ultimately they tried to kill him, because if you beat up somebody so bad and then throw them overboard, what you expect?
And this is not the first time incidents like this happen on this boat, from what I understand. Why Grenadians continue to go back and support that kind of foolish, dogmatic, irresponsible, I can't use that word here, behavior? Yeah.
Well, I assume that this boat cannot operate or should not be able to operate in these waters anymore. I mean, even if it decides to, I think that Grenadians should take a long, hard look. Promoters and people who actually got this vessel here should take a long, hard look about ever stepping foot or ever booking this particular boat, if that is the kind of behavior that we have from the crew members on that ship.
But a lady put up a post on Facebook a few days ago where she herself was abused, and I'm quoting what she said, where she herself was abused by the captain, because she described the person as the captain, and other crew members wanting to fight with her and her friends, female friends. So you big and you bad and you going, you in charge of a boat, and all you could look to do is to beat up woman and beat up people. Watch. Let me go and do some family tree research and find out if me and Anderson Peters are related.
But as I was saying, I'm not even, whether it's Anderson Peters or anybody.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. I'm
even more upset because this man is a man, we just stand up there and watch, and we wave the flag and we say, hey, 473 to the world.
Yeah.
And now you talk, and I hear people in the background talking stupid stuff. Oh, you got to look up. Let me tell you something. I'm fighting for you. We go deal with the semantics after.
Right. Yeah.
We need a battle. When we go deal with the semantics after. When we reach by the police station, I go stand up and tell the police officer, sorry, I didn't know, but it was one of my fellow men. I had to defend him. I will go in the court and I will beg pardon. But we're dealing with it there.
Yeah.
We are dealing with it there.
Yeah. No, I agree.
On the spot.
I agree.
We're dealing with it there.
I agree.
What nonsense is this? Grenadians had to wake up and stop this. Stop allowing people to come and take advantage of.
Yes, Keith. Listen, I want to jump on this other call here, but I feel your emotion. I think the whole country is feeling that same emotion right now, saddened by what have transpired. But let's jump to this other line here. Thank you, Keith.
I am not
We appreciate.
I'm angry.
Yeah.
I am.
Hello,
Sorry.
Junior George. You have a
Yeah.
caller.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, caller. You live.
Hi, Junior. This is Nick Cox.
Hey, Nick. How are you?
And how are you? All right. Yeah, I think this is a wake-up call, and we've been sleeping a long time. We're talking about CARICOM and Caribbean integration, but I don't think we're paying enough attention to what's happening among us. And I think this is something that had to go to the CARICOM level, and all these governments have to start paying attention to the relationship of the people among us Caribbean islands, because it will continue to go downhill otherwise.
Yeah.
And with those ships that come in and so on, we have to consider there must be regulation, not just anybody coming in. They should be signing papers of some kind of a contract with the country, explaining that they're going to behave in a certain way. There are certain rules they're supposed to go by, etc. Not just being hired.
But that is common, humane. That is just common practice. You don't cough up and beat up on people. Don't matter who that person is. You can't even do that to a dog. I don't think that someone have to come out and say, listen, guys, we shouldn't cough up and kick up on people and throw them overboard. That should be just a something that human beings just react to. That's just how human beings should live. I don't see a contract need to be put in place. These guys are brutal. These guys are wild and they're out of control.
Yeah, but you see, that is true. But then you see, when you allow things to come in without regulation, the thugs see a loophole.
Right.
And basically that ship, just like you described it, I'll use the word they're thugs, because it's all about the money. And even the promoters now, they have to be held responsible. They're all about the money. Something cheap for them, or whatever it is. But it's all about making the money and not concerned about the history. Because obviously there is a history. More than one person is saying that things like that have happened in the past. And they're saying that it happened with this boat as well.
Yeah.
So, because of the history, our government needs to have some kind of a regulation for things like that, in spite of people should know better and know to be civil.
Yes.
And then we have to take this, it's a longer story with us as CARICOM members, to know how that there should be, we're talking about integrating and allowing free travel among the islands, which is only talk and it doesn't really happen. You still have to show passports and go through the rigors to get from one island country to another. So, there has to be more discussion as to how to make this a more friendly and civil attitudes towards each other among the Caribbean countries.
Yes, absolutely.
That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Nick, for your input.
I'm waiting and watching to hear what the Prime Minister of Grenada would say, what the Prime Minister of Trinidad would have to say about this, and what the leaders in CARICOM would have to say about that. Let me see them take action. Remember Stalin's song, The Caribbean Man?
Yes.
We don't want just talk. We want action.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Nick Cox, for your input. Again, guys, we're following this story. Just happened earlier today. Here's the story. Anderson Peters, who is the world javelin champion, we were just celebrating him, right? You guys paying attention, we were just celebrating him. He was beaten, brutalized, kicked, cuffed, and then thrown overboard. I've shown the video earlier. I won't show it again, but this is what transpired. Now, reports reaching us, unconfirmed reports from various sources, said that it was an altercation that occurred because he requested to stay on board a second cruise that was that came right after the first one, and he was given the okay by the promoters, but somehow the crew members didn't want it to happen. Maybe they wanted to clear the ship. I don't know what happened after that, but we all saw what happened after that. He was beaten, kicked, cuffed, and in the video seen thrown overboard. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, live. Where are you calling us from?
Junior, good night. I'm calling from St. David.
St. David, yes.
I want to know if the situation more than just Anderson Peters. What if Grenadians they step in and just share blows onto the Trinidad, and what would be the outcome? Because I feel the pain, and if I was there to witness with my own eyes, Lord hear me.
Yeah.
My parents might have to come and bail me tonight. I swear I would have involved, because I don't like to see that. Not just Anderson, but everybody else.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. The fact about it is, guys, and I'm still trying to understand, and as Jason Skeet said it earlier, while all of this happening, who was there to defend Anderson, and why didn't someone jump in and defended him? Now, it wasn't one person, one-on-one brawl. It was, they jumped him. It was 4 or 5 guys kicking and cuffing, right? Who was there? What kind of rationale, or who was it with a rational mind to at least jump in to try to defend that individual from being beaten and cuffed and kicked, right? Secondly, what gave these guys the reason to believe that they could treat anybody like that? Who gave them that kind of mighty powers to feel that they're not even in their own borders, not even in their own borders. They are in
George.
They are
To accept the call, press 1.
They are not even in their own borders to come in and feel that they could treat someone else like that. Let's jump to the phone lines. Caller, live. Where are you calling us from?
Yes, Junior, how you doing? I'm calling from Toronto, Canada.
Yeah, hey, Toronto, Canada. How are you doing?
As a former athlete who have represented Grenada,
Yes.
it's sickens my heart to see that happen to Anderson.
Yes.
But not only to Anderson, just to anyone.
Okay, hold on. Your audio sound kind of funny. Your audio sound kind of funny. Just take me off a speaker if you have me on speaker and just talk straight into the phone.
Yeah. You can hear me?
I hear you better now.
No, I had my headset on. My apologies. I had my headset on.
Yeah.
And I was saying that it is sickening to see that happening to just Grenadians. The fact that the much that we love our people and our country.
Yes.
Now, you have done many reports of outside foreigners treating Grenadians, in that manner. I have been following you for quite a while.
Yes.
So there's a problem in Grenada with foreigners coming in feeling that they can treat our people in any manner they want to, and then there's nothing happening to those people.
Right.
So it is time, and I really do hope and pray that our new administration could really dive into this to make sure that Grenadian come first, period. It doesn't matter if it is Anderson Peters, but my question I'm asking is that, were there any Grenadian around during that time? Because I cannot sit back and see that happening to anybody and just watch.
Yeah.
So where were the Grenadian people when that was happening?
Yeah. That is the question.
Literally, where were them? Because the next thing was, if myself or anybody else was around who may have that ignorant mindset, forgive me for using those words, it might turn out to be a different story. Those boys could have been dead.
Yeah.
Because there are Grenadians who is home right now. Their blood is boiling.
Yeah. People are very upset.
They want to go find those guys right now.
People are very upset.
They are very upset.
People are very, 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 very upset.
So in one sense, I'm happy that they wasn't around, because it would have been a different story. But it is saddened to see this, because this is our national hero, and to see that happen to him. I don't want to say that they know who he is. Maybe they don't know who he is because they're foreigners. I don't want to say that. I don't know. You understand? But just to anyone doing this to them, it is very sickening to see that happening. And I really do hope to see something change happen for us within the CARICOM, within the Caribbean islands, that when people coming in, like the gentleman said, there is rules, there is regulation that they must follow, and that we can move forward, and that our people in our own country could feel safe.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much, caller. We appreciate your input. We're getting some reports coming in from Eyewitness to the case here, and people are saying that a lot of the Grenadians could not have helped because they had a railing blocking the ramp to board. The reports are that there were a cruise that just concluded, and as most of the people exited that cruise, there were a new cruise that was about to start, right? So most of the people already left the boat, and there was a railing blocking from the people who was going on. So a lot of people could not have gone on board because of the railing that was there. That's the report that I'm hearing from some people on the ground right now who saw or have direct information to what transpired. Got another call on the line. Caller, turn on your background audio, please. Hello? Tell us where you're calling us from. Hello?
Good night.
Yeah, listen to me on the phone line and turn down your background.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm calling from St. John's.
St. John's, yes.
I mean, yes, this is very disturbing. And knowing that the kind of mentality that Trinidadians have, or the kind of feeling that Trinidadians have, what if they had gone on them? They could have killed him as well, and they could have shot him.
Yes.
I mean, come on, and Grenadians, I mean, yes, it's good to have evidence, but I can't see that all these people stand up just watching them just beating on the guy and not even coming in to do anything about it. I mean, this alone is hurting.
Mm-hmm.
We as Grenadians, it doesn't matter if you are an icon, it doesn't matter who you are, but I don't think just stand up and watching somebody beat on somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's really, really, really devastating. Trust me.
Yeah, it's sad to the core.
Yeah, that's not nice at all.
Yes. Thank you, caller.
Nice.
Thank you, caller.
Because I saw video and I saw people up on the balcony. I mean, come on, something could have been done.
Yes. Thank you, caller. Thank you for your input on this, guys. We just got tagged by a story, a young lady that is making claim, right? Her allegation is, and I'll read it. She said, "I don't know who needs to hear this. Please don't go on the harbor master. There is a male dark-skinned captain, male staff that's very disrespectful and wanted to fight with me and my female friends. If there wasn't anybody else around, it's not telling what he would have done to us. I'm traumatized. Never me again on that boat. Rum Runner and Ocean Pelican will always get my money. I don't condone women beating of any kind." And that was information that came in from that someone just tagged us this story, and that was posted 4 days ago. That information was posted 4 days ago, right? So it seems as the crew members, she made identification of the captain of that cruise, wanted to fight with them. Now, I don't know. Listen, I don't know who these people are. I don't know who trained these people. I don't know who hired these people. But that is not how you deal. That is not how we operate here in Grenada. That is not how we deal here in Grenada, right? We don't treat people like that in Grenada. If that's how they treat people over so, that is not how we treat people in Grenada. And if it was up to me, this particular cruise ship and the owners and the people who are responsible for this particular cruise ship and other cruise ship under this company will never see the shores of Grenada ever again. Right? Because it's obvious. This is a systemic problem. This seems it's a systemic problem with this particular cruise line. And if it was up to me, this cruise line and any cruise line or any ship for that matter who came on this particular, who would think about coming to this particular show, any cruise ship under this particular company would never see the light of day of this shows again, because this confirms it. This is not a one-off thing. There is a one-off incident. This is a problem. This is a systemic problem. She identified 4 days ago. She posted this. This was before the Anderson Peters incident. We're getting more reports coming in, guys, that this was the cruise that it was on. So they was on the recovery cruise. I'm not no fault to the promoters. The promoters of these cruise have nothing to do with it. But I would say this going forward, that no promoter should patronize the service of this particular organization or this particular party boat if that's how they intend to treat the people of this country. No promoter going forward should utilize the service of this particular cruise ship, right? So the person saying here, look, okay, right? They were just giving me some information as to the cruise ship that it was on, and it's no fault of the promoter, no fault of the promoter or the promoters involved in any one of this ship. On any one of these events. We got another call on line. Caller, you're live. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Grand Mall.
Grand Mall, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Junior, I was actually on that cruise.
Okay, which one you was on? You was on the one that just came in?
That came in, yes.
Okay, all right.
And I just want to make it clear to the people that are saying that so much Grenadians stayed there and watched him got beaten up.
Right.
Imagine that I was on the cruise and I only got the information when I got home.
Right.
So most of the people was already off that boat.
Yes, as we heard.
There's no way. Yeah. So, the one or two people that stand around and film it, I am disgusting with them.
No, but as far as what I'm hearing, to just put everything into context, that second group of people that was filming was on the barricade going on that second cruise.
Oh, yes, because that's what I'm going to say as well. Because the people from that cruise already was like the one that he was on. We were already off the ship. I live in Grand Mall and I was home. Right. And when I got a phone call asking me what happened on the cruise, and I was like, nothing.
Right.
And then my friend is like, but I just heard that they beat Anderson Peters, and I was like, no, I saw him on the cruise and it was okay. And then I saw like all the posts on social media. So then the people that was on that cruise was already gone. The promoter was already gone.
Right. And again, I'm not no fault of the promoter. It's not a fault of the promoter. I'm not trying to put the promoter or the promoters in dirty water, because they would have never known that the staff would have acted like this.
Would have done that.
Right? So it's not any fault of the promoter. No dirty water for the promoters. But what I'm saying is, for the people who own this vessel, it seems as if the staff, the captain,
they were very disrespectful.
Very disrespectful and very aggressive.
They are very disrespectful and very aggressive. When we got back, they were actually like in a hurry to get us off the boat.
Right.
Because they knew that they had the other cruise to take place.
Yes.
So they were actually trying to get us off the boat like as quickly as possible. So he was like, get off, we have another cruise. And it did happen to me as well, because I was just going over on another side of the boat to tell one of my friends that I'm leaving.
Yes.
And one of the security was like, oh, you cannot go there. You have to get off the boat. So I think we just have to ban this boat from Grenada.
Dear Holly, you was on the boat. So someone sent me some information, said that there was 2 fights on the boat. So that kind of...
Yes, there were 2 fights, like when we docked. So when we docked, there were... No, not 2. There were 1 fight on the boat when we docked. Mm-hmm. And then when we get off the boat, there were another fight on the ground. So there was 1 fight on the boat, and then I think it went on to outside when we got outside.
So So was
when
Anderson
we were
was
talking everything.
was Anderson involved in any one of the fights from what you saw?
No, because the fight was on the second floor, and where the fight happened with Anderson was on the bottom floor.
Right.
So that was totally different.
Right. Okay. All right, caller.
That was totally different.
Okay. Thank you, caller.
I just want people to know that Grenadian didn't really just stand up and watch them beat him. Most of the people was already off the boat.
Right. Right.
Off the boat. So whoever took the video had to be the people that was actually coming in for real.
Right.
For the
Coming
other cruise.
on the second cruise. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, caller. We appreciate your input on this, guys. We are following this report of this very sad incident that transpired a little bit earlier involving the Grenadian World Javelin Champion. He was beaten, kicked, cuffed, everything you could imagine, and then thrown overboard aboard the Harbor Master that was docked at the port in St. George. Let's go back to the phone lines. Caller, you live? Where are you calling us from?
Hey, good night. I'm calling from Latans.
Yes, Latan, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I just want to say something in relation to the people I was filming. I think that they did a great job, because without the records to show what happened there, we would never have known what happened there. They beat him up. You would never see the gruesome fight and how it was. I understand that some people might be hesitant to run into a fight. I understand that. But I also think that some people could have done something. I do understand that. And being someone who I am in the type of work that I do, Junior, I personally, this was a brutal attack on someone. There was no, if that's the security officers, there was no attempt to restrain. They had a part of the video where one of the security men had his hand around his neck. Yes. And he was face down on the floor there. That was a perfect opportunity to restrain a man if you needed to. They allowed him to get up and they push him into the water. Yeah. Now, at dark water at night, brother. Yeah. Dark water at night. We are both dark. You know there is stone right there. You know what I'm saying? Yes. You know what I mean? Let me strip away the titles from Anderson for a while. Let's just use a normal human being. Yes. That's not how you treat a normal human being.
You don't even treat a dog like that. You don't even treat a dog like that.
After you beat him up, then you push him into the water, man. Come on, that is unacceptable. Now, I want to tell the Grenadian public this, who is listening to the live. Let us boycott this boat. This is not Junior George saying this. This is me saying this. I call on the program. Boycott the boat. Don't go. Don't go on the boat. Let us show them that we are disgusted by this. And as long as something isn't being done, some type of compensation for Anderson, because our apology cannot cut it. Mm-hmm. An apology at this time cannot cut it. You understand what I'm saying? And for all the people, and let me tell you something, Junior, knowing how the miners work, I know there's going to be a talk about, hey, eat the junk. You know that it's going to come out sooner or later. Anderson the junk on the boat. He junk on the boat and he start thing with, because that's the narrative a lot of people is going to push. Eat the junk. They blame it on the alcohol. But let me ask you something. Is it a crime for me to have a drink in a social event?
Well, I don't even want to. We don't know that. We don't know that. You know, I haven't heard that, and we don't know that. I don't even want to start a conversation because, you know, people go take that and run with it. The junk thing, I don't know nothing about that. I don't know I don't know what. I don't know.
Good. No problem.
But listen, I firmly believe that what needs to happen right now is they need to take a serious look at the management structure of that boat, and we cannot allow them or this type of behavior to come into our shows.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. When I saw it, I cried, you know, I cried. And I'm a man, and I cried. Because it just made me, what if that was my brother? What if that was me? You understand, bro? We can't do that. We can't do the 6 against 1.
Yeah.
6 against 1.
Yeah.
And then you push it. You see, the part about it is the disrespect behind it. The fight after the fight.
Yeah.
It's like, get out. Push you in the water, man.
Yeah. No.
And you know, these people and them still intended to sail after this. And this was like, okay, we get rid of the problem. We still. They intended to sail. And if the police didn't boat the boat and arrest didn't make and whatever, well, detain people didn't get detained and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's
sad. I just want people to please, if you bought tickets for that boat, please, people. We gotta stand up for ourselves, man. We gotta stand up. All
right, thank you for calling. We appreciate you.
You know what I mean? Blessing, my brother.
All right, cool. Guys, we're following this report. We got another caller on the line. Caller, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from St. Mark.
So, Marks, turn your background down a bit. It's kind of, I'm getting a feedback.
Okay, well, I'm calling from St. Mark's, and I'm pretty upset about it because I have kids.
Yes.
And this is not what I want to see for Grenada. This is not what I want to see. What happened tonight should not have occurred, and I think this boat don't need to be back here. I think as citizens and as Grenadians, we need to stand up for justice. And I think at this point, this is above and beyond.
Yes.
And we need to put a stop to this.
Yes.
Listening to what everybody's saying, it don't matter what he did, nobody deserves to be treated like this. And where they throw him in the water, like they wanted him to die, I think something should come out of this. And I don't want only apology. I need people to get charged.
Yes.
And here in Grenada.
Yes.
They're not supposed to leave here. Here.
Right. You're right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That is how I feel. I'm caught up. I'm upset. And to be honest to you, I think we need to stand up as a nation.
Yes.
We need to stand up. This can't happen again. We can't allow this to happen.
Yes. That's right.
So this is how I feel, and I want to express myself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, caller. Thanks for calling in and expressing yourself. Guys, we're following this report. The RGPF released a statement earlier and confirming that the incident did in fact happen, and also said that the men involved in the incident is currently in police custody, assisting in the investigation. Go back to the phone line. Caller, live. Where are you calling us from? Okay, we lost that caller again, 718-701-5720. The RGPF, as I said earlier, released a statement on what transpired. Let me see if I could pull that statement up. And they are confirming, in fact, that the incident did happen. And again, as I said earlier, that the man is in police custody. Now, 4 days ago, someone posted a status and basically was saying that they were somehow abused by someone that they describe as the captain of the cruise. I'll read it again to you shortly. We got another caller on the line. Caller, you live.
Good night, Junior.
Hey, how you doing?
I wish to remain anonymous, but I'm just putting it out there. I really hope that the authorities look into what are the penalties for a captain and crew who we have entrusted with the responsibility to take care of guests.
Right.
When they have turned and actually thrown them overboard. I really would like somebody who has the legal expertise to look at this.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think that this is a very, how should I say, easy thing to get away from. The captain and crew can take a passenger and not just beat him, but throw him overboard. That sounds a little bit of an interesting case. So I'm asking the authorities to look into exactly that. When a captain and a crew beat somebody who was on the vessel and further throw them in the water, or it resulted them ending up in the water and them not taking any action to retrieve that person.
Well, listen, I think hands down, it's attempted murder, because just look at it for what it is. You beat somebody up. From a layman perspective, the person could have been unconscious.
Correct.
The person could have been some broken arm, broken limb, broken leg, or whatever the case is, and you throw them in the water, in the dark water. You know what you expect? What you expect? You expect to give him candies and lollipop. You expect to kill him. You expect to kill him.
I am pretty sure, Junior, that the captain and crew of a vessel has a duty of care to their passengers.
Yes.
Okay? If this is a group of young men or women who threw this passenger overboard, that's one thing.
Right.
But I really like the authorities to look at what does the law say when somebody we have entrusted with responsibility and care for your passengers, when you have turned and assaulted them.
Yes.
And whatever you understand you have done resulting in them being overboard.
Right.
And I do not know how he was retrieved, you
Yes.
know, but I do not think that we should sit back and allow this to take its time.
No,
You understand me?
absolutely.
We need answers. We need answers. We need justice. And we need things to be put in place to protect our borders and our citizens. It is very, very unfortunate what has happened tonight. And I know everybody is talking about we could have done this, but I really want to know what the law says about a captain and crew that action
Yes.
resulted in somebody being overboard the vessel. I don't want to talk too much because I don't have the details. And I want to refrain from speculation.
Right.
But I really want to know what the law says, whether
Yes.
it's our Grenadian law, whether it's international law, whether it's Pirates of the Caribbean law.
Right.
If you get what I'm saying. There must be some serious consequences when someone such as a captain and his crew action results in someone being thrown overboard. That's some kind of pirate, you understand, like behavior.
Yes.
And that's my question that I really want the authorities to look at. Not just criminally, not just a kick and a cuff and a slap.
Right.
But when you beat somebody and throw them overboard.
Yes.
That is, you understand, you know, I think this is a very special case. So
we're going to look
thank you
into
so
it
much.
and have, I'm sure we have contact with a lawyer, Derek Sylvester, one of the lawyers on the program within a couple hours to get some clarification on that. But caller, thank you so much for your input and thanks for calling in. Appreciate you.
Okay, no problem. No problem with that.
Thanks again. 718-701-5720, guys. We're following this report and continue to follow this report of what happened, what transpired just moments ago. Anderson Peters, who is the world javelin champion, we just celebrated his victory, and we just saw the video where he was literally beaten, jumped by about 4 or 5 men, kicked, and then thrown overboard at the harbor master. We got a call on the line. Gary, Mr. Smooth, how you doing, sir?
Hey, Junior George, what's going on, man?
I'm good. Your reaction on what happened, Gary? I know that you have been following the story.
Well, outraged, shocked, saddened, emotional. I'm sure those are the very same emotions that many Grenadians are, you know, coming to terms with right about now. And it's hard for people like yourself and I to maintain some level of professionalism.
True.
Amidst all of this, because there's so much that can be said that I wouldn't say.
Yeah. And I'm holding back myself from saying more as well, because a lot could be said.
Yeah. A lot could be said, you know, because we all have the power to influence behavior and we don't want to go down that road.
Right.
All right. But what has happened is so upsetting on many different levels. These are the same nationals, not the same people, but nationalities.
Yes.
Who not too long ago abused some of our seagoing folks.
Yes.
They were abused by those nationals. And now this.
Yes. Yes.
It is hard to accept.
And the worst of it, no, this one is on his own shores. This one is in his own, you know, never in a million years would he expect to come in, get a star-studded welcome, to be then kicked, tossed, beaten up, and thrown overboard.
This man was just given a hero's welcome yesterday. Yesterday. A hero's welcome. And I don't care what could have caused this. For 5 men to jump one individual, the police station is just a couple seconds away.
Yeah.
Literally. a few seconds away. And it's sad because I am holding back tears right now because it's hard for me to somehow put myself in a similar situation if I'm in Trinidad. Ain't no way anybody in Trinidad could have done that and escape unscathed.
Yeah.
Ain't no way that would have happened. A Grenadian or Grenadians in Trinidad could not have disrespected a national hero.
Or anybody for that matter.
Or anybody for that matter.
Anybody for that matter.
And get away unscathed. This is, just not too long ago, I was on that same vessel. Carnival Tuesday, I was on that same vessel. And I thought it was owned by some Grenadians. So I asked the question, who is it owned by? And then I was told it was owned by Trinidadians. And then I further inquired, and I got to learn that this is the same vessel that sold out a cruise in an hour and a half. And you wonder why these people felt so empowered.
Yeah, but Gary, listen, it's the same. I'm having a cruise next Saturday, and I thought about doing it on that cruise ship. I had some serious thought about it, but then I don't know if it was like some kind of I don't know what was downloaded from the heavens to tell me just go intimate with a smaller ship. And I didn't choose that boat. I didn't even call them.
Yeah. But we are seeing this being played out over and over again. It's not just that cruise ship, but we see foreign promoters from that same country coming to Grenada and leaving with their pockets full over and over and over again because we as Grenadians continue to, run after things that are foreign and not support things that are local. It happens over and over. So you wonder why again they felt so empowered. They could not have stopped for a minute to think about the financial repercussions of their actions.
No, they couldn't.
They could not have stopped for a minute to think about the legal ramifications. They couldn't have because they were so blinded by this empowerment that we probably
But where they get so empowered? I don't understand. Who in their wildest imaginative mind would think I could come on somebody's shows, I'm not even in my backyard, and beat somebody up, cuff them up, throw them overboard, and that's just fine. That's just another day. That's just cool. Like, who could have that type of empowerment and to feel like that is just okay? And think about it, if they're doing that in another show, think about what they're doing in their own shows.
This same.
Could you imagine they're kicking people? They're probably tossing people off from the balcony.
Let me tell you something, Junior. This same cruise ship, I understand, makes regular trips to Barbados. I can bet you any dollar, Junior, they would not have even think about trying that in Barbados.
Well, I want to know why. I would like to know why. Why they feel like they could do that in Grenada and beat and abuse.
We are a loving, peaceful people. And sometimes people come into our country understanding that and take advantage of it. We are a loving, peaceful people for the most part. And this is what they take advantage of. I hate to see our relationship with Trinidad being strained in this manner because we go back again to that incident that happened with our fisher folks, with our sea folks.
Yes.
When they were manhandled by some authorities in Trinidad.
Yeah, from the Coast Guard.
Yeah. And now this, when would it stop? We have a wonderful relationship with Trinidad. And it's going to take a lot of damage control. It's going to take a lot of international, regional talks back and forth to mend this relationship that is being strained as a result.
Yes.
And it's sad. Half of my family members are Trinidadians.
But let's just make it clear here as well, right? We cannot put a carpet and say Trinidadian. So we have to be very careful of when we speak about this, because I'm sure there are plenty Trinidadians who are watching it and feel as disgusted as we are. This is a handful of people who took their abusive ways about them to conduct this. But this is not the whole of Trinidad. Let's make this clear. This is not the whole of Trinidad and Tobago that have this hatred against Grenadians. There are a lot of Trinidadians who come to Grenada. They came for carnival. They came, they had fun, they played mass with me, they hugged me, they enjoyed it. They're going to come back next year. That's not the whole of Trinidad and Tobago, because this is worldwide. We're talking to a global audience, and we have to be very careful. This is not a blanket representation of the entire population of Trinidad and Tobago, because it would be unfair to say that. It would be unfair to say that Trinidad and Tobago, and we should boycott Trinidad and Tobago. We need to boycott the people and the companies and the entities that support this type of behaviors.
I would rephrase what you're saying, Junior. We need to boycott our mentality. That's all we need to do as Grenadians. We need to boycott our mentality, because way too often. Here's an example. What you think is going to happen if every time a stranger comes into my house, I open the door, I give them food, I clothe them.
Right.
They take what they have to take and go with it. They come back, they do the same thing over again. I open the door for them again. Take what you want, all you. Yeah, welcome. Nice to have all you. They take what they have. They take even more than what they're supposed to get.
Right.
And they leave again. What do you think is happening over a period of time? They begin to disrespect you. They begin to lose respect for you. And this is what is happening. Sadly, I feel this is what Grenadians, we need to understand. There are a lot of things that I don't like about a lot of islands. But there are certain things we need to take. We need to be a little bit more proud of who we are and what we are and what we represent.
Right.
Because I'll tell you something. Remember when Talby went down in Trinidad and sang rag?
Yeah.
And flag? Remember the backlash he got? Remember a popular soca artist in Trinidad to run and tell Talby, boy, don't come here and sing this choke, sing no rag and flag to compete with us, because the figure rag and flag is a Trinidad thing. You understand? And a popular soca artist called the radio station, and I was listening. Though Talby shouldn't come down here and sing this kind of music. Who do you think he is? You understand? But yet and for all, we're so nice. We allow a fete to have 100% Trinidadians on. We have soca artists, and we have a carnival where 90% of the music being played over a long period of time from Trinidad.
Yeah.
And we okay with that. We need to boycott our mentality. We're not saying don't welcome these people, but they can't come in with hoist and take everything and go with it. Right. Over and over and over and over again. It's the same damn thing. Let's love and respect our neighbors, but we need to know how much we welcome these people.
Right.
We need to maintain some pride. And I know I might get a lot of backlash for a few things that I said, because this is unrehearsed, this is unscripted. I am just speaking right off the cuff right now.
Right.
You understand? But it's time that we take back our identity.
We have Edith Carol Gibbs. She said, I'm watching from Trinidad and Tobago, and I am disgusted by what happened. So again, I don't want to basically, I don't want to blanket Trinidad and Tobago on this, but we need to really get to the bottom of it. But Gary, we got to jump to we got to bounce to.
Yeah, man.
I see Kellan, Bob from the Bob Report just came in live. I want to get some video feed from the updates there at the at the site, where it seems as if people started to congregate around the immediate area after the altercation. Let's get some video feed coming in from Kellan. And Gary, we'll join you back. Or if you want to stay on the line, let's just take this feed right now. Gary, in fact, I'll call you back a little bit later. Some updates. All right.
No problem. At the same time, they're expecting that he would be doing a full and comprehensive evaluation in the next 24 hours. So that is the update we have in terms of the other suspects in this matter. Law enforcement is telling us that they would be giving a full statement tomorrow. That is tomorrow, Thursday. So we await law enforcement. That would be the Community Relations Department from the Royal Grenada Police Force. They will be giving us a full update with respect to the status of this investigation. But that's it from me at the Central Police Station here in the town of St. George. This has been a Bob Report update, and we thank you for tuning in.
All right, so that was the Bob Report. Kellan Bob, he's on the ground right now, right there at the Central Police Station. That is just minutes away, basically eyeball distance away from the where the harbor master docks. And he just gave some report stating that they will somehow have some charges, and we'll hear some updates from the RGPF within possibly by tomorrow as it relates to charges against the individuals involved in the assault of Anderson Peters. Earlier today, we had the reports that came in from the RGPF. And we had a reporter also who called in with some updates. Let's see if we could get back on the phone lines. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's try this call right here. Caller live. Where are you calling us from? Hello.
Well, I'm calling from Grenada, man.
Grenada, go right ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
So something Grenadians must always do, Junior, and that's a problem in Grenada. That we take what people say and we don't deal with facts. Now, I just went online,
right,
and type in, because I heard a rumor about Harbor Master. Type in Harbor Master, and you can do it too, and you can read it for the people.
Right.
And is it a safe? Is it a banded or a banned boat? That is what I typed in.
Right.
And the first thing, I heard the rumor yesterday while I was in St. George's. The first thing that come up on the internet is that the Harbor Master is not a safe boat, and how they deal with certain, when they went to Barbados, how they deal, that Barbadian reporters that write up that about the Harbor Master. I'm talking about this year, for crop over this year, right? And they were warning people. They were warning people in Barbados to be safe because they don't have a proper safety mechanism on this boat to have no party. So
right.
It's not a safe boat. And I even read, and you could go and do it right now, Junior, and to read it for the people. The problem with Grenadians is that, I don't know, we doesn't read enough. We just take in what people say. And the thing about it is, why it is that everything that is that is not good
right.
always come up on our shows in Grenada, and we accept it.
Mm-hmm.
If you understand what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these and I believe, brother, I believe that the minister of national security should land a heavy investigation in these people, because that is unethical. Even if I heard rumors that they were telling Anderson to get off the ship because they have other crews coming in for 8 o'clock, and he was saying that he wants his last drink or whatever. Even if he he may have kind of lingered on the boat. That is not a way to treat a Grenadian citizen. You coming into Grenada to make your bread and butter. They collect how much money for all the crews that gone there. And you will tell me that that's how they deal with a Grenadian citizen, and not only a Grenadian citizen, I will call him a VIP Grenadian citizen, right?
Yeah.
That is how you deal. And the thing about it that shocked me, and I said that on a group chat just now there, that our Grenadian people just stand up there videoing and looking at these people and them and treat the man in this way.
Yeah,
and
but
I think.
But let me put it in context, as we heard from eyewitness reports that was on the ground and that saw what happened. The patrons, that was the video that we saw, came from a patron that was awaiting to board the cruise. So there was a cruise that just concluded. Mostly everyone got off that cruise. The only people that was on there was probably DJs, possibly DJs who was continuing on the second cruise. What we heard was that the majority of staff on there at the point in time was the crew members. The other people offshore was in front of a barricade that was preventing them from going on the cruise because they were waiting to board. Anderson, however, was on there because he just finished the first cruise and was requested to stay on for the second cruise.
Okay.
So I don't want to say, well, the Grenadians just sat there and watched. I'm sure if there were a crew of people on board, they probably, I don't know, would have tried to defend the situation. But they were in a position where they probably were not able to do so.
Okay, but I saw at least 4 videos for the night from different angles. Right, where people could have got access to the ship, to the boat. Right there. It was just a jump. It was just a jump. And the thing about it is, and I don't know because I wasn't there. I just watching videos and just watching it. The thing about it is, I believe our people in Grenada, and long I've been saying that, I believe our people in Grenada is too laid back, and we just accept any and everything. Right. We just accept any and everything. And these people who did this guy that, right? I believe that's unacceptable, Junior. That's unacceptable. Absolutely. And if you are running a professional entity whereby you're providing a service, that is not the way. Even if they had a falling out on the cruise, that is not the way to deal with somebody. Absolutely. Come on, man.
Absolutely not.
They deal with the man. They deal with the man like if the man is maybe a Drake. Or maybe they feel maybe that is so.
Even if he's a Drake, you don't treat a Drake like that.
That's not the way. That is not the way to treat the person. But what I'm saying is that even if you look at the lowest of class of person, right? The man on the cruise, he just finished thing, he well dressed and things. That is not a way. You could have called a police. You could have called a police officer, and I believe police officers should have been on the cruise. Even if they have security, because this boat is I believe is a dangerous boat. Because if the Barbadian news reporters could write up this thing, you go and look it up for yourself, Junior. Now go and look it up for yourself, and you will see all the things that they are saying about the boat. The same boat that was just in crop over this year. The same boat.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we got. There's an article that I want to play back. I got the article that you were speaking about as it relates to Barbados. I'm getting to this caller. We thank you so much for your input. I have to jump to some other information here, and we just got report, guys. We just got report from inside of the hospital. Right. We just got some report and some videos inside of the hospital. that shows, and again, it's unconfirmed report, guys. It is very preliminary and unconfirmed, but it's a video that I'm seeing here and someone confirming that he has a broken arm. His hand is broken, and it looks as if it has a cast on it. No, there's no way for me to verify that. Again, we wait on any other information, but from what I'm getting from a reliable source is showing his hand in a cast and stating that he has broken. His hand is broken. Unconfirmed reports, but there is a video on that. So the previous caller mentioned about the situation in Barbados, and I got some email on that. It seemed as though there were problems in the past with that cruise ship. Not only what happened in Grenada, not only what happened 4 days ago when the young lady reported it, but it seemed as if when that ship went back to Barbados, people was very apprehensive about even going on that cruise because they had some bad press. The bad press was that there were some problems. I want to play back the article so it would read the article. But before I do that, let me jump back to the phone lines. Caller, live, are you there?
I'm there.
All right, caller, right ahead. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from the U.S.
Right ahead.
Good night, everyone. Looking at the several videos that I saw based on the incident, folks listening online, we all as Grenadians, local and abroad, are very angry and upset over the situation that happened to one of, our source of, I would say, revenue to our country, Grenada. Now, my thing is I've seen a lot of us, including myself, say boycott using the harbor master. Now, the harbor master is not a person. It's a thing. It's a business.
Right.
Business name change.
Yes.
Next year, August, harbor master will be in Grenada in a different color. I'm assuming, I'm just saying. Let's focus on certain things that change. And we've seen it over the years where businesses change from name to name and continue to service and give service to people, places, and things. The color of this boat will change. There's a lot of things. The name of this boat will change. What we as Grenadian promoters need to look at and see is the fact where we want to know who is the rightful owner. So when that boat comes again, and my question I wanted to ask Junior, after listening to so many people saying, oh, they come, they get their pocket full, and they go back. Do they just leave Trinidad and come to Grenada, just sail down Grenada water and come and just dock there and people just book them? I really want to know how it works.
Well, I don't.
And I listened to you was saying you wanted to use that boat.
Yes.
To do your event. So yes. I want to know, does that boat just leave Trinidad, sail down, and just dock on
No,
Grenada
it has
water?
to be more protocol than that. It has to be more protocol than that. Yeah, it has to be more protocol.
So then I'm making that point where we as Grenadians, and I listened to I think you had a DJ or also a promoter who was on earlier on that makes some very, very, very valid points.
Okay.
And, to say it all, we have to start with ourselves to make adjustments to fix situation that things like this do not happen again. We have to start with ourselves. We have to start cleaning our own house before we start with things like this. Because when we come and we don't, you see how he said Grenadians gravitate to foreign entity and foreign things? 100% sure. You experience that. You live in the U.S. and I'm sure you go through that the same way. Yes. Where you don't get the support from your own, but you see they support. And if you look at it here in the U.S., Grenadians, we don't support our own. We support all the biggest Trinidadian event that you see the most Grenadians. I've never seen so many Trinidadians. And we have to, people are saying on the live, about Trinidadians, don't go in on Trinidadians. They don't say Grenada, they say Grenadians. So we're going to say Trinidadians. So I'm not going to take much of the time, but we have to pay attention. The main important thing in this, look at who owns this boat. So that's where we know we're not going to use the harbor master unless they sell the harbor master and a different owner running the show.
Right. Yes.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, caller. We appreciate you. Just an update, guys. I did share some information earlier, very, very, very preliminary information as it results to the current situation with Anderson. And I just wanted to update it because I did say that it's very preliminary. Someone sent me a video. We got some other information that state that his hand is not broken. It has some bruises, and it also has some bruising on his feet. However, this information seems a little more concrete. It came from someone who is very close at this point in time, who said that he is very preliminary, guys, very preliminary. He does have bruising on his hand, on his arm and feet. After the hospital, he went back and made a report. Okay, the report was made. Police arrested the individuals. Again, there's so much information circulating, guys, but just to update on someone that's very close to the individual at this point, they said that his hand is not broken. He has some bruising on his arm and his leg. All right, let's go back to the phone lines right now. It is right along live, following the story. Caller, you live. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Bushko.
Turn your background all the way down because I'm getting some terrible feedback.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
So, Junior.
Yes, go right ahead.
I just spoke to Anderson's mother.
Okay.
He doesn't have any broken bones.
Yes, I just updated that information there. Someone sent me a video. Again, it's very, very preliminary. I just got information that he does not have any broken bones. He has some bruising on his arm and on his leg, but no confirmed broken bones.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have to go, and they'll be going in St. Augustine in the morning for 9.
Right. How is he? How is he doing? How is he feeling? Like his mental state? Is he okay? I mean,
I can't use his mom. A lot of pain.
Okay, all right, no problem. But just to say that he has no broken bones, just want to confirm that. We got an update a little bit earlier as well from another close family member. He does have bruising on his arm and leg, but no broken bones. We want to confirm that right now. Thank you, caller. We appreciate you.
And I'm going to send his mom my wish.
Okay, all right. Give him our regards. Okay, give the family our regards.
Okay, good.
All right, cool. Yeah. Again, guys, we just want to reiterate this that was said earlier. Anderson does not have any broken bones. He is right now doing okay. He has some bruising, so immediate bruising as could be expected, but no broken bones. All right, that's our current update right now. He's doing much better at the moment. 1-870-15720 as you continue to follow this story. Again, we have to say thanks to the video feed that's provided by Bob from the. I gotta say thanks to the video feed that has been provided by the Bob Report. But we're gonna close it down shortly as well. We're just gonna take a few more calls and then wrap it up. The number that you could call in again is 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720 as the entire country pray for a speedy recovery of our national hero, Anderson Peters, who we just watched as he gained gold for Grenada. He was congratulated by regional heads of government. He returned back to Grenada just a few days ago and was given a hero's welcome. And just moments ago, as he was on a cruise, as the cruise disembarked and get ready to load the second cruise, he was assaulted, beaten, kicked, and then thrown overboard into the water. And as unbelievable as that song, that's exactly precisely what happened. And I know the video was hard to watch, but we had to show it so we could see the accurate. No adjective that could have been used to explain the magnitude of the inhumane treatment that he received. Yes, okay, thank you. I'm doubtful. I'm getting, the mother I'm gonna contact the mother tomorrow or so and get some information from her. I don't want to call her on air right now. Someone will just send me the information, unless they want to call me straight. Let me see. Right. The RGPF guys just released a statement. But before we go to that, I was talking about the incident that happened in Barbados, and when the cruise ship was making its way back to Barbados, how people was very apprehensive about getting on board that cruise. Listen to the article.
MV Harbor Master still a Bajan boat. The captain of the Caribbean's largest party cruise vessel is disappointed and disheartened by the misleading negative press surrounding the boat's return to Barbados. The MV Harbor Master returned home last week, and the vessel was welcomed by a hive of negativity on social media about its operations. The rumors circulating on social media implied that the safety of patrons was threatened due to mechanical issues and warned Barbadians to be careful while partying. Captain Noel Cooper dispelled the rumors and stated his communication to the local authorities was procedural and not as alarming as conveyed. The sailing was good. Actually, the sea was the best it ever was, the water was favorable. We just had a mechanical issue which we resolved.
So the article is basically speaking about the negative press that this same harbor master was getting and have gotten on his approach back to Barbados. There was some negative press that there was some issues on the boat, and they were basically giving some information as to why that it should come back, because those incidents was repaired. But still, Bajan was very concerned about having any party on that boat, and it received some very negative press. We also received some information posted on his Facebook page. The minister, Ron Redhead, he's saying that, hey folks, unfortunately, the situation occurred tonight aboard the cruise vessel. We are they condemn what happened. Yeah, saying that, folks, this is very disturbing. Sorry, let me pause this. This is a video I posted. Video. All right. A lot of information, guys. So much information coming out right now. I'm trying to ingest all of it. It's coming from all angles. We got another caller on the line from Trinidad and Tobago. Go right ahead.
Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, caller. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I've been looking at this thing for the entire night, and I'm a bit upset about it. I'm so sorry for what had happened to this guy. But we are one Caribbean people, and I think that these guys on the harbor master, I don't know what had happened there. I wasn't there, but I hope that we remain one family, one Caribbean family, and we'll be able to unite as one. And Anderson, I'm so sorry for what just happened.
Yes. And as I was saying to my media colleague earlier, this happened, and I don't think that it is something that is shared, or I don't think that people in Trinidad is like rejoicing over this. I'm pretty sure that people, a lot of people in Trinidad are very upset by just the same.
I have a lot of friends who are in Grenada right now, and they enjoy the carnival to the fullest. And they were calling me a while ago and telling me, look what happened, we're feeling so embarrassed. And, and it's a bit embarrassing, though. But again, I say shout out to Anderson. And I'm sorry for what just happened to him. I don't know the guy. I don't know him. But whoever he may be, this is not supposed to happen to an individual.
Right. No matter who that person is. But let me ask you a question.
No matter who the person is.
What type of service does the harbor master provide in Trinidad?
I know it's a boat that does the same boat ride. I think it's originally from Barbados.
Okay.
And it was bought from Barbados from someone in Trinidad. I don't know who it is. Right. I don't really do party much on the boat. I don't really do those things anymore. But it's a party boat. I don't know much about it. But what I'm saying, I just put in a comment. How do you pick a crew to work on a boat? You just go around and pick up some people and say, okay, we're going up the island, come and go? Or do you have a certificate of good character to show that these men and them, is trustworthy to be out there representing a country, or do you just pick up people and you go with them and say, okay, we're going up the island to make some money? Because I was talking to somebody just last Sunday about same harbor master, and they say, oh, we go to Barbados and we make a lot of money. We go to Grenada and we make a lot of money. Is it just about the money?
Yeah.
Or are we going out there to give the people satisfaction and to unite and to party and have? Because trust me, come Carnival, Trinidad Carnival, we're going to see a lot of Grenadians down here.
Yeah.
There's going to have a lot of Grenadians. And come next Carnival in Grenada, there's going to have a lot of Trinidadians there.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So this is just, I don't think this is like Trinidad. This is just like some people from Trinidad that just did something really bad. And I think I heard that this guy just won some gold medal or something for Grenada. And, it's sad. It's really sad. I can't even go to bed. I just listening to you whole night.
Yes.
My family calling from America, people calling from who went to Grenada. And we just talking about it because it is very unfair for this person.
Right.
And I
Absolutely.
see a crime and a crime was committed. And if a crime was committed, justice has to be done.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. Absolutely.
Okay.
Agree.
Okay.
Thank you, caller. Thank you,
All
caller.
right.
All right.
And you
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah, right, guys. So, and exactly precisely what I was saying, right? You can't paint a whole entire country with a broad stroke brush, right? You can't, because they are good and bad everywhere. They're good police officers, they're bad police officers. They're good school teachers, they're bad school teachers. They're good and bad in every aspect of life. And I think that even, as I said, I have a lot of Trinidadian friends who's messaging me and saying that this is unacceptable, right? They are not condoning this. They are not supportive of this. They're saying that this should never happen. The people who own this cruise ship, whether it's Bajan owned, Trinidadian owned, the people who own this cruise ship should take the full responsibility for the crew, the cast, the people that they have working for them. My staff is a representation of me. I have to make sure that when they go out there, they represent me. And things that I don't condone, I don't expect my staff to condone. Otherwise, I'll fire them. I'll get rid of them. They would not sit or stand or be on my roster speaking and representing me if they don't represent my ideal. And it's very important. So the owners of this ship have to take responsibility. The buck stops with them. What we expect is a full, complete, not even an apology, an assessment, a reassessment of the people who works on that cruise ship. How do you get a crew of people to go into the harbors of another country, and if it's not abuse and harassment by this young lady who posted on social media, if it's not someone complaining about the horrible service that they are getting from your crew, is this a national hero? And as the caller said earlier, put the national hero thing behind us. A person, an individual. Where's the humanity in you? Even if that person was asked to get off the ship and they say, they ain't getting off the ship, that is how you deal with people? What kind of customer service you provide? Now, people said earlier that the people who stood up and videotaped this and kept this thing going, they did a major injustice. But another caller kind of said it right. If we didn't have any footage of what happened here today, guys, it could have been heavily disputed. Possibly would have said that it never happened so. The man just tiptoe and fall off. He was drinking. They could have make up any kind of hop and drop excuse to kind of take out themselves from liability. So, it's good that we have content. The video matches the audio. We saw what happened, and we saw what happened. I also believe that although a lot of the people could have possibly jumped the gate or whatever, they were in a disabled position to defend Anderson. After understanding what transpired now, I think that they was in somewhat of a disabling position at the immediate time to defend him. And I think if anybody, just think about yourself as a Grenadian, or as a Trinidadian, or Vincentian, or wherever you're from, or anybody for that matter, with an ounce of just moral humanity inside of you. If you see anybody beating up on somebody there, you go jump in and to try to, and I know our people as being very nationalistic, right? We don't like to fight and gallivant and all of that stuff. But we don't sit idle by and just watch things happen like this. So I'm really truly believing now, based on the information that I've gathered within the last hour and a half or so, that they were in a disabling position and it was essential and necessary to capture the audio and video of what transpired. Now, I am not, as much as people are angry and upset at this point in time, I'm not proposing any violence at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen. I think that the people involved, let the law, let justice take its course. I'm not proposing any kind of violence against the cruise ship, against patrons, against workers at this point. I don't believe that that is the way that we solve the problem. We solve the problem in many other ways by avoiding the ship and making sure that making it much more difficult. Making it much more difficult for this ship to come into a port and just have anybody just come on board. We don't know the criminal record. You know, they have to have some kind of moral high ground to come in and work. And it's something that you need to present. You can't be some person involved in criminal activities, and as the lady alleged, this young lady alleged that she somehow was harassed. Her and all her female friends was harassed by said individual. Right? Yeah, so we have Ian Allen, who also wants to make contact with us. Ian Allen, my brother, how you doing?
Good afternoon. Good night, sorry.
Yeah, how you doing, my brother? Ian Allen from the very popular Ian Allen program. Ian, how are you?
Listen to me, am I live?
Yes, you're live. Sorry if you didn't want to go on live, but I just told that you wanted to contact me.
No. Tell me about your, where are you calling me from?
No, we're live. We're live.
Okay, no scene, man. What's happening?
Well, okay, so we're following the story of this incident that transpired in Grenada, where employees aboard, or the crew members aboard, the harbor master video showed that they were Trinidadians were beaten up on.
I looked at the video.
Yes.
And I'm very outraged by what I saw.
Yes.
And rest assured, to our people, our brothers and sisters in Grenada, I mean, we are one family in the Caribbean. No stone will be left unturned.
Yes. And you're on the ground in Trinidad. What kind of service? People are saying that the harbor master is known to have problems in terms of the customer service. You do a lot of these reports.
I can't say. I've never really been on the harbor. I can't, but of course they have some technical difficulties in the past, but I don't know about any recently. But with respect to customer service and whatnot, I mean, I know a lot of families travel on the harbor master. A lot of people, commute from, let's say, from Trinidad and Tobago and so. But I don't think that, I can't say. I don't want to comment.
Right,
I've never
right.
encountered anything like that.
I understand.
But people like us might be treated, might get preferential treatment unlike others. So, you know.
Yeah. And as I said, I think the relationship with Grenada and Trinidad is a good one. And I don't want to paint the whole thing in a broad stroke brush.
I'm really outraged by that, boy. I'm very outraged by that.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of people, I didn't know a lot of people. I mean, I have a lot of viewers in Grenada, and a lot of people, you know, I don't know them personally, but, you know, they message me ever so often. And it's sad. It's very, very sad. Nobody should go through something like that. And I really hope the authorities leave no stone on you know, untouched. Because I tell you this, this incident has brought attention. I mean, as of today, it has brought a lot of attention. Everybody's is circulating this video all over Trinidad and Tobago right now, and the comments that we are getting. I mean, it's sad. It's just sad. A lot of people are outraged by that, and it's not a matter what stemmed the argument or how it started. You're telling me what 5 or 6 or 7 persons just beating one man? That's craziness. Craziness.
Absolutely. It's
it shows that if maybe he had no friend, nobody to stand up for him. But I mean, as you know, we have a saying in Trinidad that monkey know what tree to climb on.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes you know they know who to do that too. Yeah. And I mean, maybe if they realize he was a non-national or what, maybe that would have contributed it. I don't know, but still, I totally condemn that kind of behavior.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like that advantage. So that's what you call advantage.
Yeah. And I applaud you for even taking the forefront and speaking out on this, because as I said earlier, and I continue to say, there are good and bad in every life, every way of life. There are good police officers, bad police officers, good teachers, bad teachers. And I don't want to say, well, Trinidadians, and Grenadians, and that's some kind of problem.
We have to maintain good diplomatic relation. And I mean, when we go to Grenada, I've been to Grenada. You all treat us well. You all treat us well. You all treat us well.
Yeah.
You all treat us well. And I mean, it's not a matter. The behavior by the handful of thugs does not reflect, you know, our entire nation and what we stand for. But yet it does not look good. He being a non-national, he should have never been treated like that. Another matter, non-national, but nobody should be treated like that. No citizen, whether it be poor, rich, whether it be from wherever you might be from, nobody should be. I mean, that is just a group of people taking advantage of. But I know CID have a few people in custody currently.
Yes, they're currently in custody, and we're going to continue to follow the story.
Being investigated, and they're going to face some charges. We're not going to leave like that. We're not going to leave that like that at all. And to the family and whatnot in Grenada, let them know that we're not going to leave it like that.
Well, the family in Grenada and around the world is watching and listening to this right now. That's why I say I applaud you connecting.
Let them know they can at 6 o'clock at 5:45 tomorrow when I go live. You can look at me on Ian Allen Network or Ian Allen Network on YouTube, or just download the Ian Allen app on any Android phone or iPhone or my website ianallen.org. When I go live tomorrow, I'm going to deal with it. But nevertheless, tomorrow I'm going to make some call because I want to know the investigating officer and whatnot. But nevertheless, we're not leaving that. So you're a great people.
Yes.
Great people. And that is a real advantage. That is, I mean, I looking at that and I couldn't believe that they pushed the boy down in the water, all kind of thing. The boy could have drunk, all kind of thing. You don't know if he was unconscious or semi-conscious or whatever. After all that blows, he himself, he could have sunk right there.
Yeah.
And that whole thing could have turned into a whole murder scene. And it's not a matter of, he get up, he come out from the water, somebody pull him out. But you could see they were never remorseful.
True.
They still wanted to go after him. They were never remorseful. And just how they pursue him, I will pursue them just like that too. And make sure they face I will make sure they face the full brunt of the law.
Yes.
And if I have to get an attorney in Trinidad, to see the family's interest, fear not. Consider that done.
Yeah. Thank you, Yanalin. And we're going to be paying attention, and we continue to monitor what's happening here. Yeah, we'll keep in touch. All right. Thank you again.
Thank you again. Bye-bye.
All right, cool. Yeah. Yeah, guys, so that was Ian Allen from the popular TV show over there in Trinidad and Tobago, condemning the violence that occurred here in Grenada. And again, I want to stress this. I want to really stress this, that I don't believe, and I know that to be a fact, that Trinidadians are not over there celebrating this, right? This is not what's happening here. This is not a provocation that is that was set up by some kind of government or whatever. This is a group of rogue individuals. These are a group of rogue individuals, and these rogue individuals should be put to justice. Now, the harbor master has a lot to respond to. Mainly, who do you have working on your roster? Who do you have as your crew members when we are getting reports that there are multiple instances where things like that are happening? And this is sad, and you cannot represent a company if you are treating people like that, right? So here's what we're going to do, guys. We've been on for the past 2 hours or so. We're going to continue to follow the story. Tomorrow we'll have some legal expert on to analyze the story further and to continue to give updates. Again, I want to reiterate that Anderson Peters is currently in very stable condition. He has bruises on his arm and leg. He has no broken bones. Let me say that again. We got confirmation from very close family, friends, who confirm that he has no broken bones. All right. It was said earlier, someone sent me some video footage that claimed that to be the truth. However, we were given information that he currently has no broken bones. All right. We have the contact for his mom. We're not going to speak to her tonight, of course. We'll get some information tomorrow and for the rest of the week on the current condition of Anderson. We might even get a chance to speak to him as well as he recover after this incident that transpired. That's all I got for you guys tonight. It's 1 o'clock, 12:46 where I'm at here in Grenada. And we'll continue to follow the story. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing, guys. And remember, this is not an opportunity to make a bad situation worse. We have to be very, very clear on that. This is not instigating or trying to instigate any kind of bad diplomatic relations between Trinidad and Grenada. Half of the people in Trinidad have cousins and nenen and sisters and brothers in Grenada, vice versa. Half of the people in Trinidad, cousin in Grenada, vice versa, right? So we're not trying to create any kind of instability between the islands. Those are rogue individuals, and it should be treated as such. We are also not instigating or alleging any violence against the vessel or any other staff members that are that's involved in the crew of this vessel. Let the law take its course. And we want to be very clear on this, right? We are not declaring war. No, that's not what we're doing here. It was an incident. I am sure the legal system has everything in its powers to bring these rogue individuals to justice and hold those accountable for what was done. Anderson is a national hero, and that is to be that is very it's upsetting when you think about we were celebrating this man, how he threw this javelin, and everyone loved Anderson, everyone loved Kirani James, everyone just celebrate these guys, and whenever anything happened, it is a major, we feel the pain. The whole country feel the pain. We feel the pain too, because just as of recently, he just returned back to his homeland to enjoy and celebrate. He was met by the Prime Minister as he came off at the Maurice Bishop International Airport and ministers of government. He came in to have a great time. Never in his wildest imagination, him or his family could have expected or anticipated anything like this to happen. All right. Let us stay calm, and let us let justice take its course in this one here. That's how I believe we should handle this situation. No vigilante justice in this case right here, guys. I know that people are upset. I understand that people are angry, and I understand. I feel the pain as well. And I know we're hot-headed right now, but let justice take its course at this time. Appreciate you guys for watching. Thanks for sharing. We're up late. I'm going to take my break right now, and we will catch up again tomorrow. This has been another live update here from Ride Along. Catch you guys again. Good night. Well, it's on Ride Along, so it's happening here.
Came over here. What does it mean? You know, I grew up in what I guess you call a typical family.
We break all the stories, and that's just a fact. And that's why everyone has a story to tell.